Raucous. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
Which means a chaos, your king and I, Vincent Valentine, EX Turk, and well, they weren't here with another Final Fantasy discussion. Well, mostly just a fan thing called, AMVs. So we're gonna be talking about AMVs in this one. So why? Okay, and this is gonna be why I think that Johnny Poole works best with anything dealing with. Ow, damn it! So I just poked my eye out. Fuck, that hurts. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Anyways, back to why I think Johnny Poole makes the perfect AMV music for Vincent Valentine's AMVs. Well, because most of those albums actually has the same reoccurring theme that that's in a bunch of Vincent Valentine's story. Such as the album Sinner. If you really think about it. If you really think about the album like the album Sinner, and the song Sinner, because Vincent Valentine thinks himself as a sinner because of what happened to Lucretia. He did not stop it, so he felt like he's a horrible sinner. Also, Vincent Valentine also has a recurring theme in dress sense. Vincent Valentine looks like a rocker, Dracula, 70s rocker hybrid mix. Considering the red headband and the long black hair with slightly teased sides, looks like one of those looks like Nicky Six from Motley Crue. So I think anything dealing with rock and metal is a perfect soundtrack. Hence why when Gok made the song Redemption for the Dirge of Cerberus soundtrack, Redemption was more of a rock anthem. Even though Gok is a J-pop star, he made it pretty much a rock anthem. Because anything dealt with rock and roll music would be good for like Dirge of Cerberus AMVs. And also the fact that there's a jukebox and it plays like Devil May Cry, as well. And games like that needs action-based music. And Johnny Poole, just like Linkin Park and Slipknot and Disturbed, they play really good. They really play good. They really play good. Good action type music. And you need really good action type music for a game like Dirge of Cerberus, who's just a base up shooter. So it's gonna be pretty much needed for stuff like that. So it's a perfect anthem to make AMVs with that stuff. And it don't have to just be restricted to Johnny Poole. I think the perfect soundtrack for anyone who does Dirge of Cerberus AMVs are pretty much pretty much Johnny Poole, Linkin Park, Slipknot, Disturbed, the alternative metal stuff. Not to say they couldn't make any heavier stuff in there. They could easily do that too, but I'm just saying there's a good reason why I personally think Johnny Poole's perfect for Vincent Valentine, AMV, because most of the songs has something to do with him. Such as half the songs on the Sinner album and half the songs on Desensitized album has something to do with Vincent Valentine's, past and stuff like that. Which makes it really good, and also, it's also a pretty hard and heavy rock type of game, considering Dirge of Cerberus is a shooter, and Vincent Valentine, the theme of his character design, looks like one of the 70s metal hair rocker type of stuff with a red headband. And not only that, it'd make it, a little bit more modern. I'm not saying that they should put this in the remake at all. No, I'm just saying, for AMV purposes, why I think Johnny Poole is perfect for Final Fantasy VII AMVs involving Vincent Valentine. Because it makes it really. It adds more of the atmosphere, the actual atmosphere of the edginess that Vincent Valentine's game Dirge of Cerberus has. Because Dirge of Cerberus was an edgy game. Let's just be quite honest. It was intended to be edgy. It was intended to be the edgiest thing that they made. Considering the story was completely edgy and dark and gritty, you know. It was even darker than the original Final Fantasy VII, for the most part. But nonetheless, it was intended, and to be completely, to be completely honest, I think, adding such a gritty and, such a gritty and edgy soundtrack like Drowning Pool would make it, ideal, at least for AMV purposes, because that's pretty much what this is going to be about. Well, pretty much would make it really good. So it's like, now I don't think there's any, even the new Drowning Pool songs will still be as good as any of the older stuff, but I think the older stuff would make AMVs a lot better. But you could add the new stuff on there too as well. So, but yeah, I just wanted to make this huge discussion on why I think Drowning Pool makes a good AMV music for Dirge of Cerberus. Because it's action, it's actiony, and alternative metal like Disturbed, Linkin Park, Papa Roach and stuff, and Slipknot are pretty much perfect for like action movie like soundtracks, and pretty much Dirge of Cerberus was what it is, an action shooter based thing with much of an edgy thing. So, I mean, why not fit an edgy game with an edgy soundtracks? It just makes sense to me. Now, tell me what you think in the comments below, or do you have any other bands you recommend for, Final Fantasy OVAs? I mean, not OVAs, sorry, AMVs, AMVs. Let me know in the comments. Like, and it could be either character-based or Final Fantasy game-based or whatnot. Let me know in the comments why you think that band's perfect for that AMV. I mean, I used to make AMVs a long time ago, but I really don't know more. I just focus on content. But, this is just opinion-based. I'm going to say it again. It's going to be opinion-based. But you can put your opinion in the comments too to see whether yay or nay for Drowning Pool being in Vincent Valentine, AMVs or not, or you recommend a better band. Just let me know in the comments below. So may the crystal be with you.
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet.